Oh, the resistance is futile things. Well, put that in there. Do I need to intimidate anybody? Probably not. Right. Famous last words. Right. That'll have to do. Taking everything that isn't worth keeping for the sake of humanity, like artwork and antiquities, but all the war gear and stuff. Yeah, I'll sell it to them because it's not going to get a chance to get back out on the market because we're going to blow them up in a couple of days. Look, if you're with Sarah, the emissary, I chose to stay. If you're with the hunter, he's dead. You can leave. Honestly. Woohoo! Time to go get rich. Woohoo! Okay, I'm loaded up to hell with... what are they called? Well, things that get me arrested. Good job. Going straight to the key. Yep. Too late. Okay. I'm back. Oh, for the love of... Wrong button. Trying not to get Delgado's attention, not doing a very good job of it. I am not...
be of service, Captain?
Don't tell I can... Don't tell Ikanti, my friend. Not Ikandi, Ikanti. That wasn't very wise. I just shouted across the damn street. Hello, where is the depot? Right, she has my money. I'm getting it back. Yeah, whatever. Where is she? Hi, I'm back.
See anything you like? Hey, I'm always ready to take credits off your hands.
That's alright. I'm ready to get them back. Please tell me she takes these things. She takes these things. Right. I'll have that for sale. Here, you can have them. Oh. And here, you can have the coffee cups. And the folder. So after all... Oh, medical supplies. Why am I carrying medical supplies? I don't know. Must have some Aurora on me too. There you go. You can have them. I'm no longer overloaded. Here, take them. So after all that... I got my money back. You're welcome.
Don't miss me too much.
Oh, I won't. No, I could make a profit, obviously, and sell the artwork and let it get blown up, but that's cultural stuff. War items, they're not going to have... They're dragging everybody back here to defend the place. So then they're not going to be going out doing any trading, so that stuff is very unlikely to get back out into the market. So... when I picked it up, I could have just... when I first found all that gear, I could have just flushed it out the airlock. But in effect, all I've done is transfer it from that base to here. Then we're going to blow this place up and flush it out the airlock.
So
Part 3.
tell us
Is that all of them? How many parts is it in? Like a guards, dumbbells, injectors, pens, whatever. I'll have it. Ooh, ammo crate. Public access computer. We'll see what that says in a minute. Ooh, I'll have them. Right, public access. What's Boggs rules for the Nova. Repair your damn ship. The message. Oh, okay. Let's have a look. I've never actually checked the social boards of the pirates. Let's the obvious one. Boggs rules for the Nova. The Nova. Don't piss him off. Everyone drinks sober. Get out. Drink at your own risk. Well, I was sober, but he was all right. No killing unless they deserve it. You got a grudge, spit it out. I'm a bartender, I don't read minds. Don't pee on the wall. No hugging the ping pong table. I pick the music. Bog. No hugging the... Come on, at least get a pool table or a snooker table or a dartboard. Come on. Message from Voss. Credits lifeblood of the fleet. Entire operation would not exist if not for the blood, sweat and bullets of the pirates doing the work and the consolidation of their earnings here at the Key. Make myself clear. While we have the facilities outside the Key, expect any funds outside of standard operational costs to be brought back to the Reckoner's core. We've had incidents where fleet members have taken over operations on various planets throughout the settled systems and skimmed a little too much off the top. Suffice to say, they paid a steep price for their lack of transparency. Make sure you don't do the same. The Reckoner. Repair your damn ship. It don't matter if you think the bird is clean. When you dock, check with Jazz and her team to do a full repair and scan your ship for any dings or bugs. Security on this station isn't just about the swarm of patrols we've got out there, or the 3 large batteries orbiting the Key. It's the little things, the details. We've got to make sure to mind them. Ooh, those, yeah, they're the batteries. Yeah, they're not attached to the station. They're orbiting. All right. I wasn't paying attention. Weight room etiquette. Wipe down the equipment. Oh, hang on. This is the doctor, is it? Wipe down the equipment. It grows in damp, warm areas, bacteria. Wipe everything your skin touches. That includes the barbells and plates. Spotting. Try to avoid back injuries. If someone requests that you spot them, do it. And don't forget how you want to be spotted. Some people like a little help lifting off. Rotating in. If there's no free benches, it's always good to let others rotate in between your sets. Find someone your size so you don't have to change things up. Just remember to follow Rule 1. Demeanor. Yeah. I mean, it depends who you're spotting for. Sometimes you just need to grab people around the waist or around the chest, and that can get fun if you're not well acquainted and of the opposite sexes. Right, message board. Is Boggs grog watered down? Rhetorical question. Everyone knows it's very high on H2O. I have a humble proposal. What if it wasn't? Can you imagine a signature drink unique to the Key? What would get you properly wasted? Just a thought. Fights on the Key. It's just me. There's been fewer brawls lately. There was a time I couldn't get out of bed without stepping on somebody's missing tooth. Less people, less fights. Neon supply run. That'd be aces. I'm here to take a hit of the ore chasm bars before every job, but my personal stash is running low. So they do need that little thing. Well, I think I will finish that, because I can come back and tell them that I've done that and get paid for it before we blow them. Credits. While I streamed last night, Voss was holding a big hose and credits were firing out of it. Neither had a smile on her face. Bog handed me a stout and it tasted like actual beer. For the longest time, I refused to believe Kryx's legacy was real, but damn, the way people are talking, it's hard not to fantasize. Fights on the Key. I don't know about that. Fewer brawls, maybe, but more gunfights. Had to dump at least a dozen bodies out the airlock in the past week. Yeah, I mean, if you're shooting each other, yeah, no wonder you got a manpower problem. Human power problem. Right. There's only one way to know if 7 parts is the full set of the SSN interviews, or should I say the SSNN interviews, and that is a pirate charger space helmet. Sneak only steel. Oh, it's one of those stupid ones with the big diamond symbol in the middle or whatever it is. Supposed to be star symbol, diamond symbol, whatever. Is that it? Is there any more SSN, SSSS? You know what I'm all on about, guys. SFSEs. Drilling rig, nuclear fuel rig. Alright, so I'm in the back of your shop. Didn't think that was the back of your shop, to be honest. General goods. What have you got?
All right. I hope you actually need components. I hate wasting my time.
Okay, what kind of components do you sell here?
It's a general store, which means I sell general goods.
Yeah.
Mostly junk that no one else wants to carry. Raw materials, blueprints, spare parts. Fascinating, I know.
Yeah. How do you end up here then?
I don't do small talk. You want to do business? We'll do business. You want to chat? Go see Bog.
Fine. Let me see what you got then.
Behold, my random assortment.
At least she's honest. Ship parts. You know what? I actually need some of those. And then it's food. Okay. And then... So you've got a decent supply of tungsten and titanium. Or titanium. And tantalum. And, oh, dearie me. All the sort of things I probably need for my projects. No, I will find planets and mine my own. I am not giving the fleet any more of my necessary cash. Thanks. I'll be back later for the titanium.
We're done here? Great.
Not really. Gear here. I'll talk to him in a minute. Right. Hi.
Weapons for all occasions.
Yeah, come on.
You don't make it in this life without a good weapon.
You claim you're the most popular shop here, are you?
I'd argue Bog's got me beat as far as customer base goes. But when it comes to profit, I am on top. A good gun's
Really?
what makes all the difference out there sometimes. And for some, it's the only thing they'll ever trust.
Well, I've noticed a lot of them like to wear the pitiful red armor. Go on then. Let's see what you've got.
If your credits are good, I'm open.
I don't mean like that. Feather, that's quite an expensive gun. Not a lot of damage. Decent DPS, but nothing compared to what I've got myself. Modified order of hunting rifle. A lot of DPS, but it's only single shot, so it's... Well, not single shot, you know what I mean. 20 mag. It's not fully automatic, is it? Let's be honest. Pirate Legend. So it's CAC then. I mean, if the idea is for these lot to stay alive, they're not doing a good job with this selection, are they? We've got plenty of ammo, I'll give you that. And I'll take some of them and one of them. As annoying as it is giving you money, I do like grenades.
All right, see you around.
See you around.
Too many
What have you got?
missions, not enough time.
Yep,
The
what
right
have you got?
protective gear can make all the difference.
Yeah, show me then.
Now you buy from me, you can look good and protect your ass at the same time. It's a twofer.
So you specialize in armor.
Well, only the best tactical gear to protect your ass this side of the galaxy. Metal plated for when you're up against bullets. Leather for those jobs that might require a subtle touch. All made by yours truly, of course, except for a few used odds and ends that no one's gonna miss.
Okay. And do you have a head out on the raids to see what kind of stock you want?
What, me? Nah, not anymore. When it comes to aim, there ain't no one worse. True facts.
Huh.
My friends like to say I'd have better luck talking someone to death than shooting them. Yep, my talents are best suited for making protective gear. Helmets, vests, suits. You could say I'm a tailor, not a fighter.
Well, at least you're honest. Let's have a look at what you've got.
The right gear can be the difference between life or death.
Yes. All. Well, to be fair, I mean, it's 200 less than what I've got, but to be fair to you, you're making it yourself. It's not exactly off a factory where it's been machined with new materials. So, I'll let you off. 270, no. Oh, you got a couple of these, have you? Yeah. If I was going to wear one of your things, it'd probably be that particular one. That's acceptable. Luckily, I'm getting away with the whole... Oh, I'll have all of them. Luckily, I'm getting away with the whole
Stay safe out there.
merchant look.
The
Oh,
captain's here. Don't put up with any shit. Certainly not from the rooks.
That's alright. That's your way of saying you were waiting. Right, your turn. Come on. I'm off.
So there I am. You see
Oh, for God's
security
sake,
on
you've
my
told
tail?
me.
My grab drive just chokes. You know what I find back there? The fattest leech I've ever seen. Worm nearly got me dusted.
Did it now. Okay. I think...
If you need credits, hit
Oh.
up the mission boards at the core.
Do you know how many SSN and interview sections there are? No. I think I might have found them all. I've looked just about everywhere now. And the only way to know for sure...
I hope Bug has something strong enough to knock me out.
Yeah. The only way to know for sure is to listen to them. And if the interview finishes at number 7, I found them all. Hey, Vasco.
Hello, Captain.
We've got things to do, my friend. Yeah, come on, let's get going. Right. It's nice to know that they're not going to attack until I come back. So this attack is basically waiting on me. Waiting on me. Waiting on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and listen to these interviews.
Hello, everyone. I'm Gail Dunnigan of SSNN, and this is Galactalk. My guest tonight is one of the most notorious criminals in the settled systems. His ruthlessness and desire for wealth has landed him squarely at the top of the wanted list for every major law enforcement agency in the galaxy. I am, of course, speaking of the self-appointed leader of the Crimson Fleet himself, Jasper Kryx. Good evening, Mr. Kryx.
Good evening, Gail. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
Yes, well, being blindfolded and then grav jumped to what appears to be an abandoned mining facility isn't exactly what I'd call an invitation.
Well, I'm sure you're not surprised that your request for an interview would come with some very specific conditions.
Frankly, I was a bit surprised to receive any type of response at all. Would you mind telling me why you decided to do this interview?
Because there comes a time in every pirate's life where they have to make an extremely important decision. Do they take a leap and become one of the most legendary pirates in history? Or do they simply sputter on, subsisting on freighters and deep space privateers?
So are we to assume that you're taking the leap? That Jasper Kryx is moving on to bigger and better things in his life?
That's spot on, Gail. That's exactly why you're here.
Interesting. Well then, would you mind sharing with us exactly what your particular leap entails?
In due time. There's no rush. In fact, I'd say we have at least 12 hours before the authorities trace this broadcast. Plenty of time to discuss whatever you like.
Oh, all right then. Perhaps the best place place to start this interview would be at the beginning of your career.
Please, proceed.
Ego. Let's start with number 2.
Where did your stellar rise to infamy begin?
In the streets of New Atlantis. No parents, no godparents. Just a homeless punk kid robbing whoever he could for the credits.
Were these violent crimes? Murders?
I'm a bit offended you even asked that question, Gale. Sure, a few people here and there walked away with injuries, but I'm not some kind of butcher.
That doesn't sound as heartless as your reputation would imply.
Well, like I said, I was just a kid.
Were you ever caught by the authorities in New Atlantis?
Oh, dozens of times. But I'd just give them a fake name, or they just slap me on the wrist and send me on my way. They obviously didn't think that I'd amount to anything and didn't want to waste their time with rehabilitation.
What changed that? Was it the robbery in 2218?
2218. Oh, yeah. The Galbank archives. Very good, Gale. I see you've done your research. That would be when I rounded up a few of my buddies and we knocked the place over. Made off with a ton of credits. My first big score.
Is that why the Crimson Scar decided to bring you into their ranks?
That's right. They brought me in, taught me the ropes, and I did crimes for them for 5 years. Till I decided I wanted more. I got rid of their leader, put myself in his place, and started running the show.
Okay.
I've been the one in charge ever since.
Was it absolutely necessary to cut his throat and leave the body on a public street in the well?
On the street, reputation is everything. I wanted everyone in the city to know that Jasper Kryx was taking over. I think they got the message.
So he robbed the Galbank archives as well. And then he disappeared. Why did I just get the idea in my head that he's going to be on this ship, this legacy ship, when I get there? He went there, didn't know it was an EM planet, landed on it. Well, probably lost control, docked with the other ship as best he could on what electrics he had left. And then what? Suffocated slowly while his suit ran out of O2? Or even if he found a pipe on that ship to pump oxygen into his suit and some food, he would have just ate what he could until he eventually died of old age. Or ran out of food and died of starvation. It just seems he robbed Galbank archives like we did. But then he's disappeared. How long afterwards was it when he disappeared? That is a big, big question.
So tell us about Jasper Kryx's version of the Crimson Scar.
All I can tell you is that under my guidance, the Crimson Scar became more influential than every other syndicate combined. Here I was, 22 years old, and I had power, people that followed my orders, and an endless stream of credits. Gale, I have to tell you, I was having the time of my life.
So you'd consider extortion, robbery, burglary, kidnapping, assault, and murder to be positive life influences?
Well, for him, yeah.
No. I'd consider them as just means to an end.
Oh, he's colder than he comes across them.
Crimes were merely stepping stones until I had enough wealth to buy the Crimson Scar a few spacecraft.
Yes, let's talk about that. It appears you weren't satisfied with terrorizing New Atlantis alone.
Oh, I've never stopped reaching, Gale. The amount of money we were making in New Atlantis was decent, but the really big scores were in space, on the cargo ships. We're talking millions of credits, maybe more. Who the hell could count it all?
Most people assume this is when the UC decided to actively set up a task force to pursue the Crimson Scar.
That's correct. Those idiots in charge of the United Colonies were clearly embarrassed that they had allowed the Crimson Scar to make the jump into space. They sent ships after us. Lots of ships. I almost think that they enjoy starting wars.
Maybe.
Perhaps this was the first time you had finally reached too far.
You could say that. I count my time running the Crimson Scar as a learning experience. I wouldn't say I reached too far. I'd say I reached too fast. Didn't cover all my bases. Made some stupid mistakes. One thing's for certain, though. When I was finally arrested and thrown into the lock, I had plenty to think about.
Interesting.
Tell us about your arrest.
Oh, my arrest was spectacular. Definitely one for the record books. UC Security sent an armada after our little fleet of ships and picked us off one by one until the remainder of us made it to the wheel.
For our listeners' benefit, that was the star station in orbit around Voli that you destroyed just before your arrest, correct?
You see, that's what they'd have you believe, but the truth is much less sinister. There was a firefight on the wheel when they tried to bring us in. We holed up, but UC Security unleashed hell. The damage they caused was catastrophic. We only surrendered so we wouldn't die when the station exploded.
Well, the UC says you set demolition charges to try and cover your tracks and make your escape.
That's their story. You'll have to go with your gut on what you think really happened. Anyway, they took us in and tossed us into the lock. That lovely resort they opened on Suvorov.
And you were imprisoned there for how long?
Well, it was supposed to be for life, Gale. But I ended up serving 2 years before I decided I'd had enough.
Is there any particular reason that you started the riots that eventually led to the worst prison break in United Colonies history?
Yes. I'm quite proud of that, actually. I honestly didn't think it would go as well as it did. As for the reason, well, it's simple. The UC were treating us like animals. The conditions in the lock were ridiculously bad and no one cared. That's why they stuck us on that ice ball in the first place. Out of sight, out of mind.
Your escape caused the deaths of many that were stationed at the lock. Some would brand that as a bit dismissive for what you're describing as a protest. If you were simply advocating for your fellow inmates, why didn't you just go through the proper channels?
And what the hell was I supposed to do? Send a strongly worded letter to my duly appointed representative? Wake up. The UC only responds to actions, not words. In my mind, there was no other choice. You know what? Let's move past my time at the lock so we can get to the point of this goddamned interview.
Yeah, as much as he's a criminal, I would go with his version of events. You know, why would he need to lie about being captured? Oh yeah, we set some charge. He'd just say we set some charges to try and distract him, and they wouldn't. Would I believe a government would go so far as to see civilians as an acceptable, what's the word, collateral damage if they managed to completely take out an organisation like the fleet? Of course they would. Does it mean that the government's bad or good? Just that they're a government. That's what they do.